Hey, bienvenidos al primer podcast acá Entre Nos. Mi nombre es Mario. Qué bueno que nos acompañas. Es un podcast donde vamos a hablar de fe, de cosas de la vida cotidiana, de deportes, de todo lo que sucede en nuestra vida. Nos vamos a divertir, vamos a llorar, vamos a reírnos y de todo un poco. Aquí en el primer episodio está conmigo mi amiga Jessica. Jessica, salúdanos.
Hola.
Jessica Higareda, bienvenida. Y aquí a mi izquierda está mi compa que nos desvelamos muy a menudo jugando FIFA en el PlayStation 5. Iram Higareda, salúdanos, Iram.
Hola.
Y acá a la derecha está Juan Zelayandía.
Juan Sandía.
No.
Juan Zelayandía es el señor genio. Eres un genio, bro.
Bueno,
genio.
fake it till you make it.
There you go. Y otra cosa que va a suceder aquí en este podcast es que vamos a hablar en inglés y en español. Entonces es más Spanglish. So you're going to hear us go back and forth from Spanish to English.
Yeah.
That is who we are. We are all completely bicultural.
Yep.
Some of us have kids already that are
keep you up at night.
Speak more English than Spanish.
Yeah.
Although they are very Latino.
Yeah.
But that's who we are. So vamos a estar cambiando entre el inglés y el español. Y para comenzar, vamos a comenzar compartiendo un poquito acerca de nosotros. Entonces empezamos primero con las damas. Jess, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, soy Jess, o Jessica, como me quieran llamar. Nací en Los Ángeles. Mi papá es de México, Oaxaca, donde la comida está deliciosa.
Sí.
Y mi mamá de El Salvador, que también la comida, la pupusa.
That's right.
Me encanta.
So nací aquí, crecí en el valle jugando fútbol. Y me encanta el fútbol. Me fascina. Mi papá me enseñó a amar el deporte y todavía lo amo. Y Iram y yo siempre estamos viendo la tele con algo de fútbol.
¿Y cuál es tu equipo favorito?
Ahorita es el Manchester City. Si estamos hablando de la
Hold on.
liga de Premier League, English League.
Yeah.
That's my team. Pero siempre tenemos que irle a México.
Claro.
Órale.
Brasil, para Kesley, nuestro hermano brasileiro.
Yeah.
Sí.
El director y productor.
Y,
Sí, el maestro
yeah.
Kesley.
Podcast
Yeah.
acá entre nos.
Yeah. I'm a worship leader.
I'm surprised you didn't say Galaxy though.
That's
Oh,
true.
shoot.
Surprised.
I should have.
So
but
she's not
Yeah.
really.
not a
wow.
Coming from
I
an
am.
LAFC fan. LAFC fan.
Says the other LAFC fan.
In the closet.
Ya se reveló, Juan.
No, I do love LA Galaxy. Like that's where we get to watch the live games.
Chicharito.
Yeah, but we're married. We're newlyweds. I mean, ya casi vamos para 1 año y medio.
Sí.
Oh,
No,
wow.
ya
Ya.
vamos para el segundo año. Ya casi. Wow.
Sí, ya.
Wow. Pasa el tiempo. Time flies when you're having fun.
You're like 6 months away, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Pues sí.
Yeah.
Me too.
Um,
But you were saying earlier you're a worship leader.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that for the people that don't know you.
Okay. Yeah. I lead worship at Church on the Way en español and a veces en inglés también. I've been doing that for a while. Empecé con los jóvenes en el ministerio de jóvenes, en el coro, y pues estoy aquí. Me encanta, siento que el Señor me ha llamado. Es difícil, no siempre es fácil, no siempre quiero dirigir, pero el Dios poderoso. Amén.
Amén.
Yeah, I just feel like God has really placed that in my heart, and I love people, and it's fun.
And I may add, you're a great worship leader.
Thank
And
you.
I tell you that often.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
You're a great singer.
Thanks.
Cool. Anything else about yourself you want to share?
No, maybe if something comes up later, I'll bring it up.
So you're married to this guy right here.
Yes, sir.
Tell us
Saqué la
about you,
lotería.
Hiram.
El grandote.
Me saqué la lotería con Jessica primero que todo. De que le gusta el fútbol, eso fue uno de los requisitos y por eso es que nos la llevamos tan bien y podemos ir a partidos y hacer todas esas cosas. Y además su voz fue algo de las primeras cosas que noté y que me atrajo a ella. Así de que, pues, un poquito de mí, pues, me llamo Irán Migareda. Yo nací en Durango, México, y me crié allá.
Norteño.
Marcos
del
Witt.
norte, sí, de donde vienen Marcos Witt y los alacranes y todas las cosas perronas. Y crecí ahí, vine a los 10 años y aprendí inglés lo más rápido posible. Y Dios ha sido muy bueno conmigo. Cuando vinimos a este país, toda mi familia conocimos al Señor aquí en este país, en la iglesia, en el camino, que básicamente es la iglesia en la que estamos ahora. Y fue una bendición, y ahora yo puedo decir de que he sido pastor de jóvenes, aunque no tengo el título ahora, pero yo todavía considero que Dios me usa para poder pastorear a gente, aunque no tengo que estar en el púlpito para ser pastor.
Eso es,
Y mi abuelita me estaba preguntando, ¿eres pastor o no eres pastor? Y yo le dije, sí, yo pienso que eso es más un llamado que un título, y yo pienso que sí lo estamos ejerciendo diariamente. Y además Dios me ayudó a cumplir el sueño de ser ingeniero aquí en los Estados Unidos, triunfar, ingeniero de electricidad, y me encantan las matemáticas y todo eso.
Y jugar FIFA.
Ganar, no solo jugar.
Pero ayer anoche te gané.
¿Lo goleaste o qué?
No, él me goleó primero. Con el LAFC.
Ese es el único, sí.
Al Galaxy, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Juan, tell us about yourself, bro.
Bueno, pues, mi nombre es Juan. Tengo un apellido un poco raro, suena como sandía, ¿verdad? Pero Salayandía, soy del Salvador, aunque no se note, piense. Mucha gente dice que soy de México, pero sí, me crecí como... Sí, los dicen que los salvadoreños son como los guatemaltecos, que son bien bajitos, ¿verdad? Pero me crecí en un barrio que era 100% mexicano. Fui a una iglesia que era mexicana, y entonces pues se pega el hablado. Entonces y crecí en la iglesia, y después empecé, pues mi life journey fue de que me alejé un poquito de Dios. Empecé a cuestionar cositas de Dios. Después Dios me trajo de regreso al redil.
Eso.
Sí. Conocí a mi esposa en la iglesia. Tengo una niña de 2 años que es nuestro cielo, y pues nuestro angelito aquí.
Todos la amamos.
Sí. Y pues sí, y estoy agradecido de estar aquí con ustedes.
Y Juan también toca el piano en el equipo de alabanza.
Sí.
Trato,
en la
es
iglesia.
un poco.
Toca muy bien.
Sí.
A veces me entuecen los dedos, pero...
Toca. Y Juan, ¿cuál es tu equipo favorito de fútbol?
Fútbol, el Arsenal. El Arsenal,
Ese
tengo varios también que sigo, pero el Arsenal, una anécdota que tengo es de que en el 2016, ese equipo es de Londres, entonces fui a Londres. I went to London, and when I saw the stadium, I was bawling, man. So
Hasta llorar.
Yeah.
Experiencia religiosa.
Experiencia
A
religiosa.
chillar, Juan.
Yeah.
That's cool. Cool. Pues, bueno, un poquito de mí. Mi nombre es Mario. Tengo 18 años de casado con mi preciosa esposa Mayra. Tenemos una...
Muy bien.
Sí, ella se merece una medalla por aguantarme tanto.
Way to go, Myra.
Tenemos una niña de 8 años que va a cumplir 9 en febrero. Y un día en otro episodio les contamos la historia. Platicamos la historia de Sara. También soy pastor. He pastoreado por muchos años. Me dediqué muchos años como Jessica a dirigir alabanza en una congregación en Ministerio Hispano de Church on the Way, que es la iglesia en el camino. Entonces, mi equipo favorito es de Los Ángeles, es el LAFC.
¡Órale!
Aquí hay rivales
somos del Galaxy.
al LA Galaxy, pero los campeones vigentes es el LAFC.
Y los pentacampeones son Galaxy.
Y ¿qué más? Mi equipo favorito de Inglaterra, realmente no tengo uno muy favorito, pero
Chelsea,
me gusta. No, pero me gusta mucho el Manchester United. Sí,
Órale.
desde que...
We're just pure like
Desde
rivalry, huh?
desde que el Chicharito se fue
Yeah,
para allá,
that's true.
entonces me gustaba siempre el Manchester United. Y de la Liga Española,
El Barcelona.
Rafa
tendría que
Márquez,
decir que el Real Madrid.
Rafa
El Real
Márquez.
Madrid.
Tenía que
Sí,
ser.
Sí, el Real.
Real
Tenía
Madrid.
que ser.
Aunque
Dios mío.
reconozco que cuando se fue Rafa, pues seguía al Barcelona también, porque me gustaba mucho Rafa. Y sí tenía un equipazo.
Así es.
Rafa, Puyol,
Ronaldinho.
Iniesta, Ronaldinho,
Xavi.
Messi, Xavi, Vidal,
Eto'o.
Piqué.
Wow.
Yeah,
Dida,
sí, sí, sí.
estaba Dida de portero.
Vida.
Ya.
Sí.
Ah, no,
Vida.
Valdés. creo
Oh,
que estaba
Valdés.
Valdés, Víctor
ok.
Valdés,
Estaba
sí.
Valdés. Y los vi jugar. Te estaba contando la otra vez que los vi jugar acá en el Rose Bowl, cuando vinieron a jugar
Oh.
contra el Galaxy.
Yeah.
Cuando Beckham jugaba con el Galaxy.
Dang.
Y yo estaba sentado en los asientos chafas, los baratos, atrás de la portería. Ese día Thierry Henry hizo trizas al defensa del Galaxy. Jugó Messi,
Yeah.
jugó Márquez y metió en la portería donde yo estaba atrás, metió un golazo de tiro libre David Beckham.
Oh,
So,
dang.
wow.
fue en el Rose Bowl. That was
¿En
such
qué año
a-
fue
What
ese?
year?
Man,
Yeah,
I don't know.
¿Cómo
honestly.
quedó el marcador?
Que ganó el Barcelona, creo que quedaron 3-1 o 2-1.
3-1.
Sí, sí.
¿Y en dónde estaba el LAFC en esos tiempos?
Y no existía.
No existía.
No existía.
Wow.
Es cierto.
Nada más
Es
preguntando.
cierto. Y también, tú eres muy joven, pero me acuerdo cuando empezó la MLS y cuando Jorge Campos vino a
Oh, sí.
LA Galaxy. I remember that.
Yeah.
And when the MLS did that dumb penalty shootout
Ajá.
thing, that was ridiculous.
Ya, de medio campo,
So,
¿verdad?
Yeah, de
Así
medio
que
campo.
tenían
It was
que
kind of like hockey.
dribble.
They would
Yeah.
like when you know hockey. They run with they run. They ski with the puck.
And they try to
and
make
then,
it, right?
Or skate with the puck. Yeah, and they try to make it.
Makes it
No,
fun.
so it was like they did that in soccer too, and it was ridiculous. So
No.
yeah, you guys weren't. You're too young to remember that. Maybe you weren't even born when the MLS started. But what year were you born?
96.
That's when the
That's
MLS
when it
started.
started, yeah.
Yeah,
That's when
yeah.
it started.
Cienfuegos. remember?
Cienfuegos used
El
to play for the
Galaxy,
Galaxy.
El
Salvadoreño,
Pescadito
¿verdad?
Ruiz,
Pescadito,
El pescadito guatemalteco.
Echeverria, de
Echeverri.
boliviano.
Boliviano también.
Echeverri, yeah. He played for the DC United.
DC
I think.
United.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so-
Vive
fin.
Valderrama.
otro día hacemos un episodio de
En
fútbol y
fin.
hablamos de fútbol. We could go on.
Yeah.
Todos nos gusta.
All right, so this first episode, este primer episodio, vamos a hablar acerca. Estamos comenzando el año 2023. Hace unas semanas compartí un mensaje en el servicio en la iglesia de que cuando se va a terminar un año o comienza un año siempre pensamos en lo bueno, lo malo y lo feo del año. Bueno, ya pasó el 2022, ahora estamos en el 2023 y vamos a hablar de New Year's Resolutions, las resoluciones de
Propósitos
año
de año
nuevo o propósitos de año nuevo, metas de año nuevo. Y vamos a empezar a hablar de eso. Y si vamos a primero, ¿cuáles de lo que ustedes han escuchado o a lo mejor ustedes han hecho una meta o han decidido hacer algo el año nuevo? ¿Cuáles son algunos de los más comunes?
Creo que perder peso, ¿verdad?
Es número uno, yo
El
creo.
número uno, perder peso.
Perder peso.
Es bien duro en este país, pero sí,
Sí.
perder peso, sí.
Ir al gimnasio más, perder peso,
Leer libros.
leer 10 libros por mes.
Oh, wow.
No, eso es la
¿Ese es
gente.
tu propósito?
No, la gente se pone.
Oh, sí, sí, sí.
No, yo ni uno por año.
No lee ni uno por mes. Ni uno
Por
al año
año.
y quiere leer uno
Ajá.
10 por mes.
Sí estás leyendo uno ahorita, ¿verdad?
Sí, tenemos algunos libros que estamos leyendo. Siempre la Biblia, eso es de base, eso es de fundamento.
¿Qué es otra? Como entonces bajar de peso, ir al gimnasio,
Hacer más dinero.
hacer más dinero.
Sí,
ganar
hacer más.
dinero.
La salud también, creo que es uno también. Cuidarse de salud también, sí.
Sí, tú y yo luchamos con la misma cosa de la
Sí,
salud
sí,
y nos vamos a sanar este año.
Amén.
Yeah,
Jesús.
yeah, you declare that.
Vamos a ir a
Yeah.
bañar al río Jordán y nos vamos a
Eh,
al estanque de Bethesda.
al estanque de Bethesda.
Bueno.
¿Qué más? ¿Qué es otra cosa más medio común? Tú dijiste ir al gimnasio.
Sí,
Los gimnasios están llenos las primeras semanas ¿Ya fuiste?
Yo ni he ido porque sé que están llenos. Solo porque sé que están llenos, no voy.
Yo tampoco. ¿Qué más? Pasar más tiempo con la
Pero
familia.
lo sigo pagando, ¿eh?
There you go.
Órale.
There you go. You got your keychain to check.
I got
it.
it.
Pasar más tiempo con la familia, con
La
los
familia,
hijos.
la familia.
To better your finances, probably
Yeah.
making better decisions.
That's true.
Sí,
Yeah.
el no comprar compulsivamente.
That's
Yeah.
that's very true.
Mm.
It's so hard in this country because Amazon and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my wife buys Amazon all the time.
Oh, hijos.
So sorry if you're watching this. I'm sorry.
Disculpe. No, la mía también, ¿eh? Siempre cada día nos llegan paquetitos.
Ese es mi hermano, no soy yo.
Y así nos los manda.
Yeah, so I think what are some of the goals you've set yourself? Anybody want to share?
For me, I think, well, some of the goals that I've made is just to read more, especially because when you do ministry, you can just fall into this pattern, right? Where I'm doing this, I know what it's like, and it becomes familiar. It just becomes easy. So, at least for me, I'll speak for myself, the intentionality was almost lost, like in 2022. And so coming into this new year, I'm like, no, quiero pasar más tiempo, like I'm making time. I'm being intentional about spending time with God. Like, how am I preparing my heart? And so that's been one of my things where I want to be intentional, read more, and spend time learning what the Bible is saying, what the Lord is speaking to me. And so that's been like one of my main goals, and not being on social media so much because it consumes me.
Yeah.
Like anybody,
Yeah,
it's at the palm of our hand. It's easy to get, and we always want to be entertained. I always want to be entertained. So yeah,
Yep.
that's been one of my goals. Don't go on social media, read some more, pray some more. Those are more like attainable.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what it's been for me.
Yeah, I think when you said with social media, I deleted some of the apps on my phone.
Yeah.
And so, but then I catch myself, it's like I'm on automatic pilot almost. Like I
Right.
catch myself going to my phone
Going for that.
because I'm so used to always going to the phone and scrolling and watching. And I think I've shared this with you guys. A year ago, I went to this trip and we were off the grid in a ranch, no phone signal, nothing. And I remember the last thing I saw on Instagram before going into onto that road that took us into the ranch, because we went into that dirt road. It was like we lost signal. We were off the grid. It was almost as if they had something to just kill signal
Like
or
jam the
something.
signal.
Yeah, jam the signal. And so then I remember being there for 6 days, and every time I opened Instagram, it was the same thing I saw right before so it wouldn't load nothing. And it was like it was amazing to just not have that. And then there was a moment where I remember we went horseback riding, and we were really high up the mountain, and I had my phone, and I was with a few other guys, and we're riding this horse, and not together, everybody had their horse. And so no, everybody was holding together.
Can you imagine?
And so then when we get up, and I guess signal came in, and everybody's phone started going ding 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 ding. And I remember messages started coming in, and I started getting like anxiety.
Yeah.
So you're right, like making the decision to like, man, we're so consumed by entertainment and always scrolling. Like when you said social media, I was like, man, like even now I'm catching myself like I'm so used to the app,
Yeah.
And then I love that you said you're focusing on things that are attainable. Like you unpack that a little bit for us, just like, you said you're gonna read more.
Yeah. I'll try to unpack it. But you know how they always there's these Bible plans. If you go on YouVersion, they have these Bible plans where read the Bible in 1 year. And those are super cool, and it works for people. Like, that's awesome. I'm not a reader, So I have a hard time enjoying that. And so it becomes more of a, okay, I read this, okay, I read that, okay, I read that.
Like you checked it off.
Right. Yeah. And if not, it tells you, oh, you missed this, or you can't like complete it. So for me, I just decided, you know what? That's possible for people. Doesn't mean it's going to be my same journey. It's not, that's just not for me. And so it's like 1 to 2 chapters. That's attainable for me. Because then I'm not enjoying it. It feels like a task. But right now I really feel like I'm growing, especially detaching myself from social media. Like as soon as it hit 12 a.m. New Year's Day, I deleted Instagram, I deleted Twitter, TikTok, and for now I'm better about it. But I was like we're in what, like it's only a few days in, but on the third day I was still doing that like muscle memory. Yeah. My thumb was looking for that box with the apps, social media. Yeah. So reading 1 to 2 chapters has been what's attainable for me. It's realistic, it's easy, and I'm enjoying it. So that's what I meant like by that.
I love that, like little nuggets as opposed to trying to consume everything.
Yeah, like we don't have to do everything all at once. Like we could have all these different things, all these different goals. It doesn't mean you have to start it then and there all the time, because then it just becomes overwhelming.
That's sort of the temptation though, right?
Right.
When the year starts,
it's a fresh start.
Yeah, like it's a fresh start, new year, new me. And it's like the temptation to just like eat the whole, like I'm gonna use this analogy, eat the whole pie, as opposed to, well, let me take just a little bit, or you know. And it's like, or you know, I guess it's like we're always trying to, like the temptation is to consume everything so much. But I love that. I love that you're talking about like little, like what's attainable for you, and you're not like the comparison game. I guess we get away from that too when we get rid of social media. Yeah. Because social media is like, you're always comparing and comparing and comparing. Like a filter, right? Yeah. And I got some more to say about that, but I'll say some of that later.
That could be a whole nother topic.
That's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah, for real.
You know what? Let me take some time though because we're speaking more English now, and we're gonna be switching between English and Spanish. So you English speakers there, maybe you're wondering what "acá entre nos" means, and it really, like, "acá entre nos" is like almost like this endearing type of language to be like, hey, like between you and I, you know, like this. Let's hang, let's talk. Yeah. You know, let's be authentic. Like, you know, like those people know me like that, but between you and I, or between you and me, or however you say it, like this is how it is, you know. So that's what "acá entre nos" means, for those of you that are wondering. So Jessica said she's focusing on what's attainable for her. How about you, bro? Have you do you have any New Year's resolutions? Like,
I think for me, if you start before the new year, it actually becomes more natural. Oh, wow. So for me, it was like, I actually started trying to do exercise like in November, December. Like I started to set patterns of playing soccer twice a week so I can get my cardio in and fun. It hits 2 birds with 1 stone. Yeah. And just like doing things already, so that when the year and the calendar hits January 1st, I'm already with momentum. Like there's already like inertia behind me, and I can already like continue doing what I'm doing. And I think there's a saying and there's a quote, I don't know who said it, but it's easier to maintain a habit than to build a new one. So like if you're already in it, it's gonna be way easier to keep it, because then you just kind of, it's like if you pedal a bike, like if when you first start, like it's gonna cost you, but once you're in the motion, sometimes you can even let go and you're already going, you know, like your own weight and the gravity is pushing you. And so for me, that's been it. It's been like just already setting myself up for success, and kind of like starting to exercise, starting to read the Bible. And actually I followed my wife in this, which is every year I read the whole Bible in 1 year, and I'm able to do it, and it's cool. I've done it for like 5 years in a row, but this year I decided to only do the New Testament, and it's so refreshing to like instead of having, as she said, instead of having so much, to have so much less, but to really like let it simmer, let it brew in your heart, your mind, and that's so much better. Like now I can actually like memorize scripture, which is one of my favorite things to do.
Yeah.
Like they say, less is more, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I like how you said if you start it's easier to maintain a habit than to start one.
Yeah.
And for those of you watching or even here, like that caught my attention a lot. If you feel like, oh man, I haven't even started, well, to maintain a habit you got to start. So you should.
You gotta start somewhere.
Yeah.
The small beginnings there's nothing to be despised about small beginnings. Don't start with like if you're gonna lift weights, don't start with 100 pounds and try to like just rip your muscles up. Start with like 5 pounds or 2.5 pounds. Little by little you're gonna end up like you. Start with one push-up, maybe a girl push-up, and then eventually you're gonna be able to do clapping push-ups. You're gonna be able to do diamond push-ups or one-handed push-ups. I was trying to do one-handed push-ups, and I realized one of my hands is stronger than the other.
Which one is it?
They're like my right hand, like the whole thing has more muscles.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I would think it would be the opposite for you because you're lefty.
Yeah, but I have more strength with my right and more ability with my left.
Interesting.
How about you, Juan? What's your New Year's resolution, bro?
Carbs is your number one enemy. So, I mean, we're Hispanics, you know, we're from birth, we're surrounded by tortillas and by bread, you know, like the Niños Magos bringing the rosca and all that stuff. Reyes, yeah, there we go, Reyes, yeah.
Los niños no los conozco, bro.
Reyes, niños de torcha.
The torcha. Yeah, but just carbs, man, but it's been hard. Yeah, so I've been doing, it's impossible to not do carbs at all, but just doing at least one serving of carbs a day. So whether that's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, just have one serving of carbs. It's hard.
At least or at most?
At most. That's most. She could be a lawyer, you know.
That's true.
That's
wording.
It's wording, yeah. No, but so just once at most one serving.
Most, yes.
So yeah, it's that, and you know, to lose weight. And I was reading, I don't know the statistics, I don't know, I don't have my Google here, but it says that like 80% of weight loss is your nutrition.
Yeah.
What you eat. Yeah, you know, if like for the longest time I had this notion that you exercise, and if you did a good exercise you were gonna lose weight, but I didn't know that it was the other way around. You know, it's harder to like let go of stuff, you know, like hot Cheetos or something, like, you know.
Yeah,
it's harder, man. You should see my suegra, you know, my suegra, hello, she cooks, man. She loves tamales.
She can cook, bro.
Oh, she gets down.
La birria.
Yeah, so yeah.
That birria was bomb. Right?
Yeah, man.
Esa salsa que hace.
La traté de hacer.
So, you know, maybe, you know, it's a blessing, man. But it's carbs, and then just building a strong relationship with my wife. So she's a social worker. I work in the healthcare field. It's hard sometimes because we're really busy. But you know, trying to be intentional, like she was mentioning, being intentional about something, being intentional about, you know, enhancing our relationship, just making it better, you know, and then and being the best father I can be, you know.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wish I should ask you for advice.
Oh no, I need advice too, bro. Cause
you're humble, man.
No. One of the things that I think for that's been key in what you guys have been saying right now, like you said, what's like attainable. And then you said, you know, you started something before the year started, and like you know, and then you know, some of the things you said, like, you know, being wise with your time, because your wife's a social worker, your wife is spending a bunch of time with a bunch of other families, and then you're in the healthcare field, and then how do you maximize all that time to, you know, the time you do have together. Those are really good attainable goals, and I think that's probably the temptation that we all face, right? Like most of us face this temptation, like I want to accomplish certain things, and we want to do it now. And
yep, get rich quick.
Yeah, like get rich quick.
NFTs.
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 Es una historia
If you guys
día,
can
bro.
hear our producer Kesley laughing, that's him in the other room cracking up. But we all want this, or we desire to reach certain things. And I was listening to this rabbi. I can't remember his name. But he said some things that were really, really interesting. Like, you know, give credit where credit is due. What I'm going to say, it's not even from me. It's not coming from me. I heard it from this rabbi I like to listen to. But he was like talking about doing things that are attainable. And then he was like, because the reason why our New Year's resolutions don't work is because we're trying to become something we're not.
Oh, wow, that's interesting.
You know, like we're trying to do like something or become something we are not. And so he says like, do things that are, in other words, like do things that are attainable and do more of what you are.
That's what I was saying.
Like
you know what I'm saying?
You continue it.
Wow, so I should just eat tortillas, man.
There you go. You know,
At least one tortilla a day.
At least.
But like, and when he said that, like, it just got me thinking, you know, and it was like, what like in my case, like, what is more of who I am? Like,
wow.
And you know, like in leadership, there's this thing of, you know, we always hear people say, anywhere you'll hear people say the common thing of, man, work on your weaknesses.
Right.
And that's not necessarily true.
Yeah.
Because if it's a weakness of yours, it's probably always going to be a weakness.
For a reason, yeah.
Right? But God has wired each of us and has gifted each of us with specific giftings.
Yeah.
And so we should work on those gifts so we perfect our gift and we get better at who we are. Like, you're an engineer, bro. Engineering is a weakness of mine. I will always be if I try to be an engineer, I will always be weak. So why would I waste my time trying to be an engineer?
I've tried to be a singer. But
Yeah,
I can't.
You can't try to do some
Same
music
here, bro.
because you know what I'm saying. So it's like, so when this guy was saying it just got me thinking. Like, it's true. We're always trying to do things or take a bite out of something and accomplish something that probably we are not that.
That's interesting. That's very
like
interesting.
for example, my brother-in-law he's a bodybuilder. Like, I can't make a New Year's resolution that I'm gonna be like him or look like him in 1 year when he's been working out for 15 years. You know, so it's like, so I gotta do like what Jess says. I gotta be and do things that are attainable. And so anyway, this rabbi like got me thinking, man, you know, and it's like we should strive to. So he's really saying your New Year resolution should be to be more of who you are. Right?
Which is really hard in this culture because like this culture is so much about trend setting and like being like the Jonases, like you mentioned social media, like being a filter. Like you see this couple who are into real estate, like I follow this guy real estate, and it's like you want to be like them because they've been successful and you're like, whoa, they did it, you know, I can do it too. But it's just like, I think society, it's almost like a pressure thing where it's counterintuitive, like you should be who you are, but then people are people are pushing you to be something that you're not. It's just weird. It's just crazy. It's like how much do you detach yourself from society? It's crazy.
Hay que ser genuinos y auténticos.
Eso.
Auténticos. Yeah, and I would say to people that are watching, la gente que nos está viendo, voy a decir un poquito, todo lo que dije en inglés no lo voy a repetir todo en español, pero voy a decir la esencia. Y es que para los que nos están viendo que solo hablan español, cuando hacemos metas o hacemos una decisión de cambiar algo en el año nuevo, este rabino que escuché estaba diciendo que a veces fracasamos en lograr o cumplir esas metas porque estamos intentando ser alguien que no somos. Y entonces lo que él está diciendo y que me puso mucho a pensar es, ¿qué tal si tu meta de este año 2023 es que vas a ser más de quien eres? Entonces, si tienes un don para escribir, entonces ponte la meta de escribir más para que seas un mejor escritor, ¿sí? En mi caso, me gusta escribir canciones, entonces debería estar escribiendo una canción diario o una canción a la semana, ¿sí? Si escribiera, digamos en mi caso, una canción cada semana, tendría 52 canciones cuando se termine el año. Eso no quiere decir que cada canción va a ser una buena canción, pero de 52 tiene que salir una. Sí, hay una canción que decía de una banda que se llamaba, creo que se llamaba Cara Luna. Yo solo quiero pegar en la radio para ganar mi primer millón. Sí, entonces a lo mejor de 52 para que en donde viva tu corazón.
Pero ¿de qué año es esa canción?
Uy, ya está viejita, sí. Pero eso es, si escribo una canción a la semana, al final del año tendría 52 canciones y una o dos o cinco podrían ser buenas canciones. Pero hay que hacer más de quién eres y no intentes ser alguien que no eres. ¿sí?
Estoy aprendiendo aquí.
Y Juan, tú dijiste hace rato que en inglés hay una expresión keeping up with the Jones, right?
The
Joneses.
Whatever.
Algo así.
Me entendieron.
Los Kardashians.
Sí, es como y escuché, creo que el pastor Rick Warren dijo una vez, gastamos dinero que no tenemos para tener cosas que no necesitamos para impresionar gente que no nos ama.
Wow,
y
profundo, ¿no?
Sí, y eso es cierto. Tú dijiste hace rato, hacemos muchas cosas porque queremos ser iguales a
aparentar,
sí. Y eso solo es una fachada. Entonces ser más, este año 2023, ser más de tu esencia, de tu autenticidad.
Sí.
Yeah. Did I miss anything in Spanish?
No,
todo está bien.
Capturaste bien.
That was great.
Pero sabes que eso, like I'll say it in English because I think I'll say it better this way, but it's almost like a journey in finding yourself. I feel like maybe because you have to peel away so many layers that you're already used to. Like you mentioned a facade, like maybe like there was, I don't know who said it, that said that there's this face that we show the world, there's this face that we show to our closest one, and there's a face that we don't show to anybody. So it's crazy. It's how do you find yourself? Like there was this writer American writer who wrote a big book, Catch-22, became huge. He was an overnight success, but he was so like devastated by the culture that he became a hermit. Like nobody heard of him. Like he went into the woods, like disconnected from culture, and just literally just didn't want to do anything with anybody. And so, but he said that he found himself more at peace, like by being in the woods, living like in the middle of nowhere, like hunting for his own food, cutting his own wood for fire and stuff. So it's interesting, man. Yeah, it's like how much are we willing to do to see who we really are, which is crazy. Yeah.
And and then I think, you guys want to chime in on anything that Juan said?
No, I think I'm still thinking because you bring a really good point, Juan. But I think it's more than anything, the people around you also kind of have a big part.
That's true. That's very
as it says, like it takes a whole village.
Right.
So so choose who your friends are, right?
That's true.
Like, dice, dime con quién te juntas y te diré quién eres. Si quieres si te juntas con burros, vas a ser el otro, no sé qué.
Si te juntas con 5 burros, tú vas a ser el sexto.
El sexto.
Así de que, digamos, yo veo partes de mí que yo quiero mejorar y yo sé que Juan me va a ayudar a mejorar en muchas cosas. Él lee mucho más que yo. Yo quiero juntarme con él porque él siempre está hablando de libros y me va a motivar para que yo lea. Yo siempre, con mi hermano, él me motiva a hacer ejercicio porque mi hermano y mi papá nunca fallan un día del gimnasio. Aunque no les dé ganas, ellos siempre están en el gimnasio. Y yo me inspiro por personas así en diferentes áreas de mi vida, me inspiro por diferentes personas.
¿Cómo le hacen ellos para no perder un día al gimnasio? Tienen disciplina.
Disciplina.
¿Qué dicen que la disciplina es hacer algo que no tienes las ganas de hacer, pero aún lo haces o algo así? Hay un dicho en inglés.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. I don't know. But
I don't know. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Sí.
Jess, last words. Any last words on New Year's resolutions?
If you've started something and you messed up, maybe you saw that Instagram reel or something, it's okay. You can still keep going. Like, te comiste 2 tortillas en vez de una.
Unos chilaquiles.
Unos chilaquiles.
Yeah.
Y nos manda esta foto.
Yeah, like, because that's why our goals or resolutions end, because we're like, shoot, I ate the cake I said I wasn't gonna eat. I guess, all right, then, it's fine. I'll just have a little bit every time. And then you just fall into that same pattern that you were last year, where you didn't follow through. So what I'm telling myself is just keep going. It's worth it. And like the whole not being on social media, it's like the anxiety is not there because, on Instagram in itself, there's so many things constantly popping up, something that will freak you out or whatever. Like I had no idea we were in the middle of a storm. Like I thought, there's rain in California, like there's rain in LA, how cool.
Like 2 weeks straight.
But I didn't know. I think somebody sent me a link, or you told me that, we're in the middle of the storm. Like,
Mario told me.
Yeah, exactly. So somebody told somebody, and then it came to me.
My wife told me.
So, yeah, I'd say just keep going. Like, set yourself up for success. Yeah.
Amen.
Cool.
That's what's up.
How about you, Juan? Any last words?
No, just echoing what she said. Like, I think it's resiliency, like being resilient, like using a soccer analogy, like Manchester City, who are the champions of England. Like, you've seen them go down in the game so many times, but then they get back up and they win the game. Just get champions come back up. Yeah.
Champions come back up.
That's right. Yeah. Hopefully Arsenal wins this year, though, right?
Well, yeah, hopefully.
I don't want to jinx it, but yeah.
Don't want to jinx it.
For you.
How about you, bro?
For me, first of all, saludos a mi abuelita. I'm sure she's going to be watching. Bueno, saludos, abuelita, no en español. Últimas palabras, que tengo pensamientos de los propósitos. Que sigan adelante, que como dije, a lo mejor ustedes ya empezaron a hacer sus propósitos sin tener que planearlos. A lo mejor ya el año pasado tenían cosas muy buenas que estaban haciendo. Sigan con eso, mantengan, continúen, y nunca es tarde para empezar algo nuevo o para parar algo malo. Nunca es tarde, siempre se puede, y con la ayuda de la comunidad, de la iglesia, de la familia, de los amigos, esposa si estás casado, novia, lo que sea, siempre es mucho mejor. Tienes que tener a alguien que te mantenga y que te mantenga honesto, que te diga, ¿cómo te ha ido en esto? Y ahí es cuando dices, no lo he hecho. Pero sí, hay que tener a una comunidad que te ayude y te respalde. Y sigan adelante, y sí se puede, con la ayuda de Dios y con fe, y eso va a ayudarles a crecer.
Yeah. Últimas palabras por aquí. Creo que lo que dije hace un rato es, sé más de lo que ya eres, sé auténtico, pero no hay que malinterpretar eso, porque eso puede ser malinterpretado. Irá, más ratito dijiste dejar de hacer menos de lo malo, o dijiste algo de
Parar de hacer lo malo.
Parar de hacer lo malo. Y eso también tiene que ver con autenticidad, porque hay algunos que nos van a ver que dicen, es que yo hago muchas cosas malas, debo de seguir haciendo eso, pero yo no quiero. Y es que tu autenticidad verdadera es que eres creado a imagen y semejanza de Dios.
Yeah.
Sí.
Que cualquier cosa que estás haciendo que te está dañando y está dañando a tu familia, sí puedes dejar de hacer eso con la ayuda del poder de Dios, y eso es tu verdadera autenticidad.
Identidad.
Tu verdadera identidad es que eres creado a imagen y semejanza de Dios.
Amén.
Entonces haz más de lo que sí eres, que busca ser un mejor hijo. Y como dijo Jessica hace rato cuando comenzábamos, dijiste lo que es attainable, lo que sí puedes hacer, a cosas que nadie más puede hacer por ti. Eso es ser una persona que sigue a Dios. Solamente tú puedes hacer eso, nadie lo puede hacer por ti. Solamente tú puedes orar y leer tu Biblia, nadie más lo puede hacer por ti. Solamente si tú eres un papá, solamente tú puedes ser un buen papá para tus hijos. No permitas que nadie más sea y tome ese lugar. Si tienes un esposo o esposa, solamente tú puedes ser un buen cónyuge. Yo no le voy a pedir a nadie más que sea un buen esposo. Solamente yo puedo hacer eso.
Sí.
Solamente yo puedo ser un buen papá para mi hija. Y sé más de quién eres. Si aún no has decidido seguir y entregado tu vida a Dios, hoy es el día para hacerlo. Y que tú, este año 2023, que aunque tenga buenos momentos, malos momentos, que aunque venga, como dijo Juan, aunque te caigas, te puedas levantar y seguir adelante. So be more of who you are, who God has made you to be in 2023.
Amen.
If you mess up on your New Year's resolution, get back up and keep moving forward. All right, God bless you. Dios les bendiga.
Amen.
Muchachos, gracias. Nos vemos.
Peace.